God laughs at your best laid plans. And when you think like that, you'll recognize it doesn't really make much sense to worry, because God is in control. He's got a plan for you, whatever it is, and we don't know. And frankly, we'll never know on this earth, and we might not know in the eternity either. We don't know. And because God has a plan for you, it certainly does not mean you're going to be living in a lap of luxury. Let's put it that way. So anyway, I'm listening to this book on audio. Mao, it's just called Mao, by June Chang and John Halliday, and it's 30 hours long, and I'm in hour 4.5, so I'm at about a sixth of the way done. And the amount of luck Mao had is just, there's no other way you can attribute his rise to be the chairman other than intervention, divine intervention. There's no other way. Now, you're sitting there thinking, but why would God intervene for this brutal monster? I don't know. I don't know. I'll never know on this earth. I might not never know in the next. I don't know. But you just listen to this stuff, you're like, there's no way all of this luck could just come one after another. There's something, and that doesn't mean, God said, Mao, you are my chosen man to, obviously, to make God's not, well, I don't know what God's doing. I mean, who am I to say? But I highly suspect God is not sitting there saying, Mao, you're going to be the person who leads people to Christ via following Mao, if that makes sense. However, there's a significant Chinese Christianity that's huge. While it's underground, is huge. So in some ways, you got to say maybe we just don't know. But so listen to this. Oh, so Chiang Kai-shek, I forgot his name, who is the leader of the nationalists. Who, that's what Taiwan is based on, the Nationalist Party of Chiang Kai-shek. He and Mao were at odds, fighting, a war of attrition, essentially. Chiang pretty much controlled most of the country of China. Mao was slowly, and Mao just is freaking nuts how evil this guy was. So anyone who has a Mao little red book, or a Mao, freaking sticker, or what, a Christmas thing they put on the Christmas tree, like that stupid lady from Obama. These people are evil. Now, it's disgusting just disgusting the horrors this guy did. Stalin took some of his monstrous behavior from Mao, frankly. Now, Mao was funded by Stalin. The reason Stalin loved Mao was because Mao was so brutal. Stalin said, look, I need a strong leader. I don't care how he gets his leadership. I just need someone who has no moral compass at all and is just an evil. In communism, the worst rise to the top. It's just no different than a drug cartel. The worst rise to the top. If you have any sense of morality, you will be beaten. If you have no sense of morality, you just kill at will, and you're gonna win in this world. That's for sure. In terms of that cartel, ultimately it'll come back on you, but you can't have any sense of morality to be a communist leader. Anyway, and that's, we know that through Russian communists. We know that through through Pol Pot, and we know that for the Chinese commies. Anyway, so check this out. So twice, because of intelligence that a German traitor who was working on behalf of the communist Russians, he was attached for some reason. A nationalist thought he was one of them. He was half German, half Russian, assigned to China on behalf of the Russian Communist Party, and he was able to get his way in with the nationalists. It's crazy. He had all this intelligence, which he was funding to Mao. And so in two attempts at Chiang Kai-shek trying to take out Mao, and Chiang wasn't there, two attempts, they were defeated, the nationalists, simply because Mao had intelligence that was provided by the Russians via this German traitor. Crazy. The third attempt, Chiang says, I'm going down there and I'm going to get rid of Mao once and for all. He had 300,000 people. They occupied the communist bases. Mao was on the run. And Chiang, on this very day, so check this out, on this very day, Chiang gets on a boat to basically end Mao once and for all. And I'm not saying Chiang was a good guy. I don't know the history of Chiang that much. But he also had his internal battles against other nationalist leaders in which he won and was able to take over the Nationalist Party. I mean, I'm not saying this guy would have been any better. I don't know. We don't, the history, we don't have that. We can just speculate. However, I'm pretty much safe in saying Chiang probably wasn't, just handing out roses to leaders he was trying to oust from the Nationalist Party. Anyway, so now this day, there's 300,000 troops of the Nationalists down in Mao's base area of operation, AO. Chiang is now coming there, and I forgot, from Beijing, I can't remember, for the final purge. This is the day they're going to destroy Mao once and for all. Because Mao was on the perimeter, and Chiang, but he was slowly encroaching on Chiang, so Chiang said, I'm going to come down there, we're going to get this guy once and for all. That same day, the Japanese fascists invaded Manchuria. So Chiang arrives. His whole goal was to solidify the Chinese by ousting the commies. Mao now has killed his way to the top with Russian funding. And Chiang's like, all right, I'm going to go take care of Mao, and then we'll solidify the Chinese countryside, and then I'm going to go fight Japan. However, that same day he arrived in, I forgot the name of the town, to take out Mao once and for all, the same day the Japanese invaded Manchuria. The nationalist leader, to take on the Japanese fascists, he said, we don't have the resources. These guys are good. I'm not going to fight because we'll lose. So Chiang said, as he arrived in the town to take care of Mao, he turned around and he said, no, everyone, this is not the first time something like this has happened. I tell you, the amount of luck that Mao had is insanity, man. It's insane. So Chiang said, not the first time, by the way, he could have taken out Mao. He said, all right, we got to turn around. He had another time he could have done it too, but he just did not. He did not press forward. So now he's like, I'm not pressing forward. Now we got to go fight the Japanese because they were actually in our country now. And I can't remember what the base of the nationalists were. I don't think it was Manchuria. I just don't know. Anyway, so Chiang says, all right, we'll get Mao later. Let's go take on Japan. And Mao lived to fight another day. I mean, that isn't synchronicity, divine intervention. God, for some reason, is saying, this is what I want to happen for my people. Why? I don't know. Maybe, Mao was evil, but maybe it would have been more evil in a different way. And you read the book 11/2263 that Stephen King had written about the guy who goes back to stop the Kennedy assassination. When he comes back to the modern era, the guy goes back in time. When he comes back to the modern era, he stopped the Kennedy assassination, but he comes back to the modern era, it's a hell of a lot worse than what it would have been, even with Kennedy dying. And we just don't know. The point being is, we don't know what God's plan is. You should make plans. But when those plans go astray, don't get angry at God. Look, I think this too. It's like, God, how can you do this? God, why are you forsaking me? But don't get mad at God. The reason being is because God, we don't know. He's the creator of all things. All things. We don't know what his intentions are, what his plan is. And frankly, we probably will never know. So you just got to say it's all God's plan. I'll take it as it comes. And even how frustrating as that can be, make a plan for yourself, certainly. But recognize at the end of the day, we don't know what God's will is going to be. We don't know. And just remember to say, God, I bow my head before you and just hope to have faith in your great plan. I don't know what it is, but man, I just pray that I can keep on the straight and narrow and recognize you reign supreme.